everyone, welcome back to the video. My name is Evan Sofer, residential real estate agent, and today I have a super special guest, fellow BNI member and friend, Karl Heckelmoser. Karl, thank you for joining the video. Welcome.
Thanks a lot, Evan. I appreciate that.
You got it. So Karl is a health insurance agent, and he's definitely one of the best. So Karl, I'm gonna let you take it from here. Explain to the audience what it is that you do and any updates you'd like to share.
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. My name's Karl, like Evan said. I've been in the insurance business now for 20 years, and I've seen quite a few changes. One thing that has happened with the insurance industry is that it is definitely something that is involved with the government, and then with government becomes political, and a lot of those things become part of the decision-making process. So because of that, things have changed a lot in my career. I spent my first 10 years representing only one company and was very satisfied with that career as it was going. And then what happened is about 10 years ago, the Affordable Care Act came online, where now all of a sudden we have this government process of changing people when it comes to health insurance. And it changed and affected my business in certain ways, which you have to kind of then change your outlook as to how you're going to handle things. So I kind of went from marketing supplemental plans to now doing individual health coverages. So this is a particular time of the year where we have open enrollment. This is the time when there's the most opportunity to, if you don't like your insurance, change the insurance that you have. There's a lot of different options that are available. And this particular time goes on for individuals starting November 1st until December 15th. In which their new plans will then go into effect on December 1st. So, people that are working with companies, they're getting insurance through their companies. People get them through associations, and they also get them on the marketplace. So those are kind of the things that we're going to go over.
Got it. No, well, thank you for explaining, obviously, and sharing to everybody what it is that you do. So, now, Karl, obviously, we're in, mid-November, obviously, and the year is almost ending. So health insurance, is a super busy industry, of course. I know people have lots of questions, so I have a couple questions for you, if that's okay.
Okay, sure.
So first, what types of people would be your best clients? Or not even what types of people, but what clients are you looking for? What does somebody need to, is there a qualification that needs to be met? Explain to everybody who might not know.
Okay. With the company that I represent, I work for U.S. Health Advisors, and U.S. Health Advisors is a subsidiary of United Healthcare, which is the largest health insurance company in the country. We actually merged with them at the end of last year, and the reason that we did is because U.S. Health Advisors is the foremost marketer of individually medically underwritten plans in the country. So when a person, and this is something that hasn't been around for a long time, because 10 years ago when the marketplace started, they got rid of pre-existing conditions, which was actually the birth of this company, because there are people outside of that that can benefit from good health or from income. So what our company looks for is we look for people who are relatively healthy. And then we also look for people who probably make too much money to be able to take advantage of a tax subsidy that they could get from the government to help pay for their health insurance. Because as the last 7 years, when I was helping people with plans on the marketplace, I noticed that there was that gap. Those people that made decent money and were healthy were very upset because now they were having to take these very high deductible plans and they weren't getting any assistance from the government to help pay for them. So that's kind of where this niche is for this company. Our plans are probably half the premium than what you'd find on the marketplace, but that's because we don't just take anyone. So, you do have to be qualified. There's also a couple of other things about our plans, which would be we don't cover mental illness and we don't cover drug and alcohol rehabilitation, which are some things that I'll talk about in a minute called essential health benefits that are on the marketplace that are not on our plan, but yet many people would prefer to have this kind of a plan. So that's kind of where we look. And we look for people who are independent contractors, like yourself, for example, real estate people, mortgage people, stockbrokers, people in the salon industry. A lot of them have to get their own health plans because they're not part of a group. So those would basically be the kind of people that we look for.
Right. Okay. Got it. Yeah, that definitely makes sense with the way you put it with the independent contractors. And here I have one more for you, or here I have another one for you. Now that it's open enrollment, Karl, is Obamacare government insurance, or could you quickly explain how that works to someone, again, who may not know?
Well, I will say that you never want to have a political discussion about too much of anything, but unfortunately, there is so much misinformation out there about what is called Obamacare that what has happened is that people actually think that because they go to a website that was provided by the government, that what they're getting is government insurance. Let me kind of explain what you have. Healthcare.gov and the Affordable Care Act was a way for the government to be able to help lower income people afford health coverage. Now, in the process of doing that, they did a couple of different things. They created that website so that a person would go to the website, put in all their information, including their income, and then the website will tell them, okay, based on your income and where you live, we will give you so much money toward health plans. Then you can go to the marketplace and actually look, and there are different companies on there that market their health plans, but it's private insurance. It is not government insurance, but those companies have to meet certain guidelines that were put forth by the government, and those are called essential health benefits. There are 10 of them. The government has renamed what major medical coverage is to say that they have to contain those 10 essential health benefits. So those plans that you see on the marketplace simply possess those particular features. That's what makes them able to be put onto the marketplace. Now, unfortunately for people, they experience the fact that sometimes companies offer plans on the marketplace and then they take the plan off. And then that's where it becomes kind of dicey, because if you're still trying to take advantage of those tax subsidies, you now have to go and find another plan that is approved through the marketplace. So that's really what it is. It's not government insurance.
Got it. Okay. Well, thank you again for being so informative. I think people will find that interesting. But here, let me take a quick side break from our health insurance conversation and tell everyone how your experience is so far in our BNI chapter.
Great. Well, I'll tell you, BNI is, I spent probably 6-7 years in BNI, and then I had an almost break of 9 years that I was not in BNI. And I will tell you, from a business perspective, there's no better way of getting new business. Almost every person that I talk to, if you ask them, hey, what's the best form of business that you get? Almost everybody will stand up on a pedestal and tell you, oh man, that's referral business. And then my next question to them is, well, do you have a strategy to get that?
Right.
Nobody has a strategy for that. They just hope that people are going to refer someone else. Well, that's what BNI is. BNI is an actual strategy where a bunch of people get together in a group, and it's a one person per profession networking group, and we pass business in and amongst ourselves after we've gained good knowledge of the people that we have and have built that like and trust about them that we feel comfortable referring our clients to each other. And it's a very powerful way to be able to get more business. And right now, I would say our BNI chapter is doing really well, and it's growing very fast with good people who understand that. And we believe in the attitude of abundance and not the attitude of scarcity. So yeah, the BNI chapter is doing really well.
100%, yeah. And everyone who's watching here, you've seen some of our wonderful members highlighted here in some of the videos. Karl being on the video now. And if you have any questions about BNI, definitely feel free to reach out to myself or Karl. Our contact information will be right here in the video. And Karl, here, let me ask you one last question, okay? If that's all right. I can take another second.
Sure,
so explain to me, Karl, what happens when a person is furloughed? I've heard that term recently, and if they go on Cobra. Explain what that means.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting because not until this pandemic had I even heard the terminology of furloughed being used, but really what they're talking about is people getting laid off. It's the same basic principle. Now, what happens that people don't understand is that if you do get laid off or furloughed, you have the ability, if you were onto a group plan, you can go onto what's called Cobra. Now with Cobra, what that means is that you are now going to pay the full premium of your health insurance, that part of it was being paid for by your company. So if you've ever heard people say, oh, I looked into getting Cobra, but it was really expensive, it's because they're looking at the full premium and not the part that their company was paying for. Here's the interesting fact about that though. You literally have 90 days to determine as to whether you want to go on Cobra or not. So what that does is it literally gives you insurance for free for 89 days. Because if you don't need to use your insurance for the next 89 days, why pay the premium? Now, if something happens, then you can just turn around and pay the premium and get onto your Cobra plan. Now, during that period of time, I would say that's the time to look around. Is this really the best way for us to go with health insurance? Should we be looking at an individual plan? Should we look at separating our family onto different plans just because of being cost effective? So those are some things that need to be kind of figured out. And during that period of time of when you're furloughed, that's the best time to make those decisions.
All right. Perfect. Oh, well, thank you, Karl. Yeah, that definitely helped me get a better understanding. I didn't know what the word meant either. So thank you for explaining. And obviously, Karl, thank you for joining the video with me. I appreciate it. You're always a great guy, especially, in the group to me. And then just thank you very much, obviously, for coming on. And everybody out there,
sorry, Evan, I can't help myself. I got to plug you, brother, because, for a young guy, you are one heck of a realtor. You helped me find my house. And anybody who's watching this, who's thinking about selling their house or buying their house, Evan, definitely the person to talk to.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, you're definitely my client. And thank you, obviously, for saying that. I really do appreciate it. And anyone out there, the real estate market is amazing right now. Prices are great, rates are low, and if you have any questions at all about real estate, please reach out to me anytime. Again, my contact info is here. If you have any health insurance information, reach out to Karl. His contact info is there. And Karl, again, thanks for being so informative. All right, I will see you for our meetings on Friday.
Thanks a lot, Evan. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.